Be careful, Carol. You're wasting good food here.
Yes, Mother.
Oh, I don't think that's a safe way to peel a potato.
Be careful, child.
Ooh!
I'm sorry, sweetheart. Mummy has been so clumsy again.
No, that's okay. It won't bleed for long.
You're so pale. Are you feeling sick? Do you need to see a doctor?
No, I'm fine. I already saw the doctor last week.
Don't be silly. You must see a doctor. Just don't tell him how clumsy your mummy is, all right? I love you so much, my baby.
I love you too, Mother.
I knew there was something sinister going on here, but I did not expect that. We are confronting this immediately. We are not hanging around on this one. Miss Price, a word. Do you want to do it on this side of the counter? Fine.
Good evening, Miss Price.
You know you can call me Carolyn, my dear doctor.
I'm going to do no such thing. Do you often hurt Carol?
Tell me, Carolyn, do you often wound or hurt your daughter by mistake?
No. I always thought it was Carol's clumsiness that caused these incidents. Maybe it's a family trait, Doctor.
You really believe it's just bad luck and being clumsy, then?
Of course, Doctor. What else could it be? I have nothing to hide.
Could it be disassociation? Or is she just lying through her teeth? You're clearly abusing your daughter. Whether willingly or not, if you're aware or not, it's abuse.
You are responsible for your daughter's many injuries and scars, Carolyn. You brutalize her, don't you?
How could I abuse my own flesh and blood? This is nonsense. It would be like hurting myself.
You really believe you've done nothing wrong, don't you? How long has this been going on for? I should have seen it when you were my patients.
Seen what? Child abuse? Are you mad, Dr. Reed? I dedicated my whole life to my precious Carol. She is a part of me.
Yes. Even her name is just a part of yours. This is a terrible tragedy. Something of an unknown disorder. My God. Abuse that comes from overwhelming love.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. How dare you say something like that?
Oh, I dare, all right.
What kind of a monster do you think I am?
We clearly need a conversation about your mental health. I need as much information to get to the bottom of this as I can.
Speak to me, Carolyn. Why do you behave like this? How does it make you feel to hurt Carol before cajoling her?
I don't know. It makes me feel good to take care of my daughter. I need to feel useful. No one ever takes care of me. I need someone to take care of me.
Do you realize Carol is a person? Not a toy. Not a doll. The poor girl would put her hand in a flame to please you. You are both trapped in this toxic relationship.
Carol and I are perfectly happy. Leave us be. How stupid I was to believe you could be a suitable husband.
For who? You're... Ah. She's a threat to Carol. I don't think she'd kill her on purpose, but there's a chance she might do irreversible damage. But clearly something's happened in her life that made her this way and so dependent on feeling she has to dote on her daughter, even if she has to cause pain to be able to do it. We're going to go with this option. Something's happened that's made you that's victimized you into being the way you are. I'm not saying I can forgive it, but something happened to make you this way.
I'm not judging you, Carolyn. I believe you're a victim too. I'm just trying to explain that you need medical help.
You will not separate me from my flesh and blood, Dr. Reed. We'd rather die.
She just might if you get away with this. Right, where's Carol?
Goodbye for now, Miss Price.
Don't think she's
Dr.
gonna...
Reed, I am glad to see you again.
Are you? Carol's downstairs. I can't get to her. I thought she was downstairs when I first arrived. We're gonna have to wait until she comes back upstairs. Is she coming now? I think so. Right, we'll just wait for her then to come back up. We need to speak to Carol and make sure she's actually okay. Hello, Carol.
Dr. Reed, I am glad to see you again.
Like she has short-term memory loss. Does Caroline? Carol?
I am sorry.
Good evening, young lady.
My mother always prefers when people simply call me Carol.
You've got that open wound on the back of your hand still. Your mother... Carol, tell me the truth. Is it true that you hurt yourself, or does somebody else hurt you?
Is it true you often hurt yourself, Carol?
Yes, it's true. I try to behave, I really do. But one way or another, I always end up injured or wounded. I'm so stupid.
Why would you be stupid?
It's like I can't help getting under my mother's feet. That's how I end up being pushed, cut, or burned. You see, I'm a stupid girl, really.
When exactly do these accidents happen?
Ever since I was little. That's why I need to stay with Mum. I'm not capable of taking care of myself.
She's a psychological prisoner. She doesn't even realize she's being abused. Carol, your mother's a threat to your well-being.
You need to understand you are in danger, Carol. Your mother is responsible for all your injuries.
That's a lie. She has always taken good care of me. She only gets irritated when I get under her feet. It's my fault. My mum loves me so much.
Yes, Carol. Your mother believes she loves you as much as you're convinced she loves you. But you are both trapped in a toxic relationship that puts you in danger.
What are you saying? That she lied to me all these years? That she wants me to be miserable? My mother has dedicated her life to my safety.
Your mother's terribly sick, Carol. This isn't healthy behavior. This isn't the way you treat your children. It's not the way you should treat your children. You don't see other people your age getting hurt by their parents in the same manner, do you? Your mother needs help.
Your mother is terribly sick, Carol. She suffers from one of the most sadistic attitudes I've ever encountered, and tortures you with a twisted sense of love.
No, my mum loves me and only wants the best for me. It's my fault if I can never do anything right. She deserved a better girl than me.
That is not true. You are more than she deserves.
Goodbye, Carol.
Oh, I am sorry, I can't help you, sir.
Maybe it's too late to report them to the police. Blood. Well, there's 2 more people to meet near here, and a third around 2. Oh, a safe house. Let's unlock this and see what we have inside. Does this lead out the other side? Where am I now? Okay. We'll come back out here. I want to check out the safe house. We're going back to meet those 3 people if we can. Oh, a nice big clean bed. And do I need to make more treatments? I think I'm down a cure for fatigue. Let's get a light regen serum ready. And upgrade. Right, I don't need to use any aluminium parts now, but I will need them in future, no doubt. Right. Anything else? No. It's small and cozy, and I quite like that. Right then, let's go meet. Ignore me rummaging through bins. These 2, hello. Is this a double act? Wait. You're identical. I'm going to assume identical twins.
Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And
He's got a
who are
point.
you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
Agamemnon. That's an unusual name. You seem healthy enough. Tell me about your life in London. Well, what are you doing here? It is raining. It's not the sort of place you want to be when it's raining.
May I ask what you're doing outside at this hour of night?
I don't know. You should ask my brother instead. It was his idea in the first place.
You must have your own ideas.
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to come.
Waiting for someone to come. Is this going to be... Oh, don't... I hope they're not going to be playing me against one each other. Like, oh, one of us only lies and one of us only tells the truth. And, well, you've clearly not left. So whoever's supposed to be coming hasn't come.
May I ask why you've not gone already, if you're so exasperated by this long wait?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's prouder than I am.
I feel like he's the brainy, more manipulative one. What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's the only place I've considered myself happy. Or at least that's what I believe. Unfortunately, it's time to leave.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore. Are you?
That's an interesting question. An odd question. I kind of want to ask what kind of question is that, but I don't want to shut him down and make him more unwilling to talk. I can't say I am particularly happy to be here.
No, I'm not.
Good for you. It's a good thing to have a clear idea of where you stand concerning crucial questions. Don't you think?
I do think. If you are, an educated stance and you know what stance you want to take and why you're taking it. Tell me about your brother, though. I know he's just sat here, but give me the gossip, give me the dirt.
What can you tell me about your brother?
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me, you know?
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he would never leave this place. We don't often agree on anything, you see?
So you've said... Who are you waiting for exactly?
Who are you waiting for exactly?
The more I think about it, the more I believe it's not exactly a person we are waiting for.
But what else could it be then?
I don't know. A feeling? An event? An impulse? How can I tell? Something that would allow us to leave this trap.
Trap? What, you mean you're trapped the trap of London with the disease and the outbreak and the militias? A trap within your own lives? Or are you actually laying in wait for a trap?
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What kind of trap are you talking about?
Have you ever felt like life trapped you in a role that does not fit you? That you are not in your place? That sort of trap.
Curiouser and curiouser. And leaving London would set you free of this trap.
Trap? And you think leaving London will free you?
At least it will give us the chance to be free. That's more than our present situation. Hope, Doctor. Hope is what truly drives mankind.
I can't tell if you're a little slow or you're sharper than I am. I'll leave you be for now.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
And now let's introduce ourselves to Mr. Baker, if I can. Mr. Baker?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
And I
That's
suppose
all.
I should be saying that.
I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Oh, don't be a telepathic twin situation. What are you doing here? I'm led to believe that you're the one calling the shots.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
We are waiting. Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city. As soon as possible.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. So you think you're waiting for somebody, but you're not sure why you want to leave. Tell me about the neighborhood. What do you know about this area?
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you allow me to ask you one first?
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
Suppose it's only polite. Again, with the sort of question of being happy here. As it is at the moment, I can't say I do, no.
No, I don't. I don't recognize it anymore. Or perhaps I just don't like it anymore, now that I've seen its true face.
I don't recognize it either. Or at least what it's become. Hate, violence, social disparity. And I am not talking about the criminality these days.
They are an odd pair. What is it you do for a living?
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
And what is it that you want? And what was your job before that?
But what were you doing before you took this decision?
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in this city all my life. And now I think it's over.
It's time to move on. But you're not really sure why you want to leave London, are you? Because you said you weren't really sure why you wanted to leave.
Tell me more about why you want to leave London, then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
But you're both saying that you convinced the other. So hang on, you're saying you needed to convince your brother. Was that sort of an argument between you?
Pericles, tell me why your brother disagrees with your presence here.
Agamemnon is naive sometimes. Although don't consider him a fool, sir. He is often more lucid than me.
It seems that you two being lucid is a rare occurrence. Neither of you can explain what you're doing here.
At least you both have the same difficulty explaining what you're doing. And For what reason?
But is that not a common problem for all mortals?
Why are you using mortal? Why that choice of word? Why not just people? Tell me about your brother then.
What can you tell me about your brother?
If you are searching for a pleasant chat, you should speak with him instead of wasting your time with me. He's always been the more gentle of us.
That's it? That's all you can tell me about him?
For the time being, true kindness is the most valuable quality, my good sir.
This is almost making me uncomfortable. Go on then, tell me, you're waiting for somebody. Who are you waiting for?
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question, since I don't know that person.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London anyway?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and here we are.
I think Pericles is telling the truth. You're healthy enough.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Agamemnon?
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Oh, I don't like the way you talk. Nothing new we can discuss either.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
We're at another cathedral. I'm gonna leave you two to it for now. I kind of just need a little walk to digest all of that. Is this... I've unlocked a door. Ah, okay. This is... back... Yes, this is the park. Right, okay, so going through the sewer also unlocked this area for us then. We can get through here now. So that's good. It makes it even more worthwhile what we did. Now, there was another gentleman somewhere around here. It was lower down, so I presume this is where we're going to find him. Hello. What did I just step on? There's a pressure plate. What? Okay. Right. If I... Right. I'm definitely not quick enough to put all those pressure plates down at once. And you are the gentleman I've been looking for. What are you doing down here, I wonder? And do you mind if I take this off your desk? You're just playing cards. The crime of lost knowledge. Vampires are dangerous, deadly, vicious sometimes. This is a fact and I won't deny it. And that's precisely why we must understand what they are, sometimes who they are, in order to achieve better mutual understanding. Do you remember the interview with Titus Flavius Josephus, conducted by one of us in 1548 when he finally encountered the creature in Spain? Do you remember how each of the very carefully chosen words expressed by this vampire warmed our heart each time we read them, for they were all extraordinary windows to a past of which we only have glimpses? Well, Titus Flavius Josephus is no more, since the Vatican's hunters destroyed him a few weeks ago, and with him vanishes unearthed treasures of knowledge about the pillars of our civilization. This is a crime, probably, as heartbreaking as the killing of an innocent life by a vampire. This is exactly why the path of the Garda Priwen is as criminal as it is barren, for each time they successfully conduct one of their methodical hunts on the old vampires of England, Instead of carefully and respectfully approaching them, they destroy a part of our common roots with the immortals. They wipe an opportunity. The concept of great hunts is a crime, for it blindly kills words and thoughts. From Drinking at the Fountain of Knowledge by Usher Talltree, Primate of St. Paul. Good evening, sir. Don't mind me just standing and reading right in front of you.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you.
Are you
My
Usher
name is
Talltree?
Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
It's good to meet you.
Of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they tell me everything. They told me that you struggle hard not to take too many lives.
That I do. Hopefully, I'm going to avoid drinking anyone else. But you know what I am. You seem healthy enough. Tell me, what are you doing here? What are you doing down here?
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the Primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Wait, are you a vampire? Hang on. Some believe you're a vampire.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The Guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
I mean, I hope you know now that you've said that, I'm gonna read it. You shouldn't have said don't read it. I'm gonna read it. There's a secret in there, and I'm gonna have it. And then we're gonna probably confront you on it. It's usually how these things go. I'm a very nosy man. How long have you been Primate, though?
For how long have you been a Primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
Does his fascination of vampires worry you in the same way it worries me? What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller, then?
Oh, I can tell you many things, but they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
You know a lot about me. So the cards really are... Or you're really discerning things from the cards. Then how did the cards tell you about Mary? What do you know?
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
See, that radiates off me to an educated eye. Can you read my fortune?
Read my fortune, then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Anything else in the cards for me? A powerful being. The horned vampire. My maker. How did that immaterial vampire who appears in a corporeal form of blood mist bite me? He can't have turned me directly. I'm still convinced that the blood transfusion theory, where at some point I must have transfused vampire blood, his blood, into myself. So when I was bitten by some other Ekon or Skarl, it kick-started my transformation. Because I'm sure I would have remembered consuming vampire blood. Can you read the cards for me?
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
You what? Hey, hang on a minute, you what? I thought you were going to do this as a favour for me. Oh. 150 shit. Oh, right, you know what? Right, we'll do it. You've convinced me of your credibility. I will pay.
Here is the money.
The Joker. A woman bent to obey and debase herself. A cruel gaze in the dark. A monster laughing at you.
A clue about... Was that a clue? Regarding Karina? We'll have to go back and speak to her, perhaps. Can you repeat that for me?
Can you read the cards for me?
Put the money on the table then, Jonathan, and open your mind.
Oh. Oh, no, I don't want to pay again.
Perhaps later.
Let's talk about something else. How do you know about the lives I've taken?
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
I almost don't want to know. But tell me, I should be prepared.
All right. Let me hear it.
The walls of your prison have already been raised, Jonathan. But you will freely accept to be locked inside, full of hope for a better day.
I hope that's not a literal cell. How did you learn about Mary? Did you hear that from Edgar?
How did you learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus
Oh,
parlor
that's
tricks.
much more aggressive.
The truth, now!
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
She didn't deserve this fate. She didn't deserve what happened to her at all. What I did to her.
Mary did not deserve her fate. She had already suffered enough during her life. And yet the pain and the suffering went on after her death.
Suffering is part of the immortal condition. Some prefer to lose their minds rather than face the simple truth. Pain will never stop.
That it won't. And what can you tell me about the Brotherhood?
May I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some subjects we consider taboo.
Subjects
in spite
such
of our
as?
fondness and acceptance of your kind.
Well, tell me about the rivalry with the Guard of Pruwen. How did that begin? I heard there was a schism once upon a time.
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Pruwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
Okay. And who founded the Brotherhood originally?
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate, and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars.
Once upon a time, very long ago, The Brotherhood did more than simply study the vampires. They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
Somehow I don't feel I'll be invited to be a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole as easily as I was the Ascalon Club.
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander, yet it amuses me to converse with your kind.
Intriguing. Even more intriguing, I want to know what's going on here. Clearly he doesn't want to talk about that, but perhaps it's a secret of the Brotherhood's.